Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for Season 7, Episode 8 of our FIFA 22 Youth to Gold save. Now in the last episode you guys saw that we are arguably the best team in the world. We are 15 points at the top of the Premier League and cruising. We mentioned it in the last episode. We're not doing any live comms of Premier League games until maybe someone gets close to us and starts pushing us for the title, but that might not even happen. So for now, we're going to focus on the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and the Champions League as we try and get some more trophies in the trophy cabinet. So, let's dive in. We are in January. The new year has begun, and when we get to the end of this episode, I will go through the transfers in and out. We have a couple guys going out on loan and things of that nature. We take Wolves on first in the league, then we have Tottenham in the Carabao Cup. There's a home and an away leg in that. We have Barrow down here in the FA Cup, Aston Villa, Leicester City, and Arsenal in the league. We've played all these teams minus Barrow and Tottenham recently and demolished them. And Wolves. Sorry, Wolves was our first game of the season, so we haven't played them in a while. But like I said, we're just going to do highlights of those games. Today, I'm going to do a live comm of the game against Barrow because I want to bring in some of our key guys from the Youth Academy. I'm just going to bring them up to our first team, and we're going to take a squad of Youth Academy boys into that game. We've already won the FA Cup. I'm not too worried about it. And so I want to do that. Like Olsen, that right-winger guy who's down there who we're never going to see because the series is probably coming to an end considering we're one of the best teams in the world. I think we're going to win the Champions League. So we're going to show them off by bringing them up for that game. And then we're going to do the second live comm will be the home game against Tottenham at the end of the month in the Carabao Cup, just to see if we can get through to the final of the Carabao Cup and try and win that little piece of silverware as well. So let's get into the highlights. Up first is the game against Wolves, and they sit in 10th on 25 points. We take in the first team as we try and maintain our unbeaten run in all competitions. And despite having one good chance at the end of the game that we couldn't capitalize on, nothing really happened. It was an even contest that ended 0-0. The draw with Wolves saw our gap at the top of the table shrink to just 13 points, but no reason to worry for now as we are sitting comfy at the top still. Up next is Tottenham in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. They're not a bad team and sit in 5th in the Premier League on 38 points. And despite not necessarily needing to, we took in our second team to ensure a tight contest, and I did this hoping that it would make the second leg, that's going to be our live comm, a little more interesting and enjoyable for your viewing pleasure. And that attempt may be in vain as Spurs look set on losing. Kamara intercepted the goalkeeper's pass to score the easiest goal of his career to put us ahead 1-0. It was a fairly quiet game and we had most of the chances but weren't able to convert until two of our subs, that is Baker to Carlson, combined to see Carlson through and grab our second and see the unbeaten run continue 2-0. The 2-0 win against Spurs sets up our second leg to be fairly comfortable. We may take in the second team again. You guys haven't seen them in a while, so maybe we'll show them off there. But today, we're headed into the FA Cup against Barrow, and we are in, I think, the 4th round, round 3, really early on. We take on Barrow. They're not a very good team. I'm pretty sure they're down in EFL League 2. So let's go hop over to the Youth Academy and try and build a squad and see who we're going to be taking into this game as our starting 11. So I've gone through and I've decided to bring up 2 Youth Academy boys for this game against Barrow. They're the 2 that are the most enticing to me. They look like they have the most to offer. So we're going to bring them up and check them out. Let's go over them. Our starting left back for the day is going to be Bruno Santos, the Colombian, 68 overall, 83 to 89 potential. He has a 5-star weak foot. Yes, he's right-footed, but we're going to play on the left side. He has a 5-star weak foot. Some of his key attributes, 83 acceleration, 74 sprint speed, 85 stamina, so he can run up and down that left wing. And his defensive awareness is 68, which isn't too shabby to take into a game against Barrow. So we are going to bring him up. And the second one is Lucas Olsen, and now his key attribute is his speed, 84 acceleration, 82 agility, 82 sprint speed. Doesn't have the most stamina, but man is he going to fly down that left wing, has good crossing, curve, dribbling, looks like a very good player. His finishing isn't the best, but I'm hoping to see if we can get a goal or two for him, so he's going to be our right winger for this game against Barrow. Let's call him up. Before we hop into this game, I do want to look at their potential. Bruno Santos is an exciting prospect, which means his potential range is in the high 80s. And just as I predicted, Lucas Olsen has potential to be special from that right wing. Very excited to bring him up for this game against Barrow and see how he does. So this is the team we take in against Barrow. It really is a youthful side. There's a couple key guys in there who are a little bit older, and I will highlight them. But we have Green in goal, looking like the future backup for the United States international team. 6'6" is why we brought him on. Now we do have Norden down here, who is also only 19 years old and looks pretty darn good as well. But Green is younger and pretty similar. Norden edges him on handling by quite a bit, but I still want to go for Green. He's 6'6" for crying out loud, and he's American, so we're going to give him a go. Then we have Santos, new boy from Colombia at left back. Sans, Collins, and Carlson, the usual three. In the midfield, we have Ward, Calvo, who doesn't play very much, but he has been on our bench for the entire season, but another youth academy boy, only 18 years of age. Lundberg is the leader at the heart of the team, going to be leading this young squad to victory, hopefully. We have Kerr on the left wing, Kamara up top, and Olsen out here on the right to see if he can make anything happen. I'm excited to use these young boys. As you guys can see, we have all the main guys down here on the bench in case we need some firepower to see us through. I would still like to win the FA Cup this year, because if we could win the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and the Champions League, that would be the quadruple, which would be insane, and I'm still fighting for that. But I do want to give these young boys a chance, see what they can do. I'm assuming we're going to need some subs today. Kerr's already tired. Sans, Collins, and Carlson are already tired. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Let's go in and see if we can beat Barrow in the third round of the FA Cup. And here we go. Now, we're going to just start off by getting our new boy, Olsen, on the ball to start the game. And oh my goodness, he's dispossessed immediately. He did not have a very fast first step, despite having 84 acceleration. But doesn't matter. They're young. They're learning. Bruno Santos cutting back to play some defense. He's got a sick little ponytail, and he's offsides, and that's going to be our free kick. Here is Bruno Santos on the ball for the first time, and he has some good pace to him in that wing-back position. Very excited about him, and he's making he was making an attacking run. I was going to try and get it to him just to see what happens. All right, somebody get up. We got Ward making a run here, and he does skip around. Can he hit the back post? Oh my goodness, it was a cross, but it almost ends up in the back of the net. And here come Barrow. We cut it out with Carlson. Oh no, bad turnover from Carlson. Sans trying to get a foot in, and does. But it looks like it's going out for a Barrow throw. And here is their throw, seeing where they're trying to go. But I'm excited to use some of these young guys just to check them out. Like I said, this series is almost over, and so we're not really going to get to see their careers. But this is the level of team we started this save out with, so I thought it would be fun to bring them back up and see how we can do in the FA Cup against some poor opposition such as Barrow. I don't know how you say their name, but if you're a Barrow fan, let me know in the comments. And sorry that I'm crapping on your team, but you're not that good. Not compared to us at Efour United. But we have a couple of guys who are seeing first-team action, such as Lundberg, Ward, Kerr, Kamara, our two center backs today. Carlson. I didn't have as many elite prospects as I anticipated. They almost scored there. And since I didn't have as many elite prospects as I anticipated, there was only two that I could bring up. There was actually three. I was trying to bring up Boulay. Great save there from Green. He's a left back in the youth academy, but he's too young. He's 15, so I wasn't able to bring him up, unfortunately, despite my desire to. And we are about to give up a goal. Great save again from Green. And he looks massive. 6'6" in net. He is giant. Look at him standing next to Bruno Santos there. Bruno Santos is 5'7", and Green is a giant next to him. Doing a great job already. Oh, and Carlson's picked up a knock. We might be seeing a first stringer sooner rather than later. Hopefully not. Get this down to Lucas Olsen and see if we can get something going here. Ward into Calvo and tried to get that to Olsen. Doesn't come off. Down the wing here to Carlson. Back into Lundberg. We have Kamara on a run, but there's Ward. And I tried to turn around because I didn't like what I was seeing. Ward's going to take that shot, and it's out for a corner. Carlson does have a knock, but we're going to try and keep him on the pitch just to see. Oh, and Collins almost made it a 1-0 lead. Ward's going to rip this. He's good on his left foot, but his shot's blocked. Carlson does have a knock, but like I said, we're going to try and see if he can kind of shake it off and keep on playing. And look at that. He already has. Great job, Carlson. But Borrower in, pushing down our right side. This is definitely going to be a difficult game considering the level of players we're using. Another great save from our young goalkeeper, Green. He looks very good. And Olsen gets up to head that pass to Calvo. And Calvo's going to run down this wing. Do we have a striker in? He does have one, but he's not able to get it off. That is not going to go out for a throw. I thought that was going to be our throw-in. Kamara trying to pressure. Seeing if we can win it back. They're going over the top and just lumping it forward. Good old lower league soccer. Just lump the ball forward and hope one of your teammates gets on the end of it. All right. There we go. Getting it to Lucas Olsen. Come on. You have potential to be special. Between you and Ward. Oh, wow. What a great tackle attempt. And Olsen's going to rip this. Oh, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad for the young guy. All right. Ward. Calvo. Olsen cutting inside. And he is inside. He's going to try and rip that. And it does get through, but it's saved by the keeper. And we're looking dangerous. There's the halftime whistle. We don't get a goal yet, but this young team's gelling, figuring it out, and I'm having a blast using them. Here we go, trying to push forward, find an opening. Kamara into Calvo. Oh, and it's cut out by the Barrow defense. But this is the return of the youth. Not the return of the Sith, but the return of the youth. As we give this fun series that we've done a little nod by honoring all the young guys who've come through our team by playing our youth academy in the last season, or a couple guys from the youth academy, I should say. But still, I mean, it's two of our key prospects who in past seasons would have been pushing to get all the way up into our first team. You think about guys like Mike Nelson, who was a 69 overall when he started for the first team. His first season was our second year, maybe. I think it was our second year in the championship, or maybe our first year. I can't remember how many seasons now we spent in the championship. They spin us and they're in, and that was a terrible shot. I think that was a shot, but yeah, Mike Nelson was a 69 overall. So you look at someone like Lucas Olsen, who's a 68 right winger, has potential to be special. If he would have come into our team a little earlier, especially with that pace that he has, he would have for sure been someone that we were looking to use. And oh my goodness, Kamara is offside. So we are making 3 changes. Bishop comes in at center back for security. Taylor comes in because Carlson is exhausted. And Ward is slid over to center mid. And Carlson comes on to center attacking mid because Calvo is very tired. We're going to keep the rest of these boys on, see how they do, and see if we can find a goal. Maybe Carlson could play Olsen in or something crazy. Let's go make it happen. And that was actually Ward trying to make a run in, not Kamara. I think I said Kamara, but it was Ward that was caught out offsides. All right, Carlson's already making a dangerous run, but I want to get it down the wing to Olsen. Here's Olsen. Can he make a back post cross to? It's a great ball to Kamara. Oh, but it's just not quite there, and he can't get on the end of it. Kerr intercepts that, but it goes out for a Barrow throw-in. Barrow, I'm really struggling with the name of this team. I don't know what you call them. And it's a team that we definitely need to be beating, but we took in the youth. And there's Bishop. That's why I brought him on, because he's head and shoulders above anybody on the pitch. Maybe not Carlson now, but just he's an awesome little player. There's Santos over the top for Kamara, and Kamara's unable to get there. Not quite as strong as Baker like we're used to. We got Carlson in here, and Olsen's making the run. Can he get played through? Carlson's pass is intercepted, and Ian Taylor can't win that. Come on, guys. We got 17 minutes to try and get a goal. I really don't want to do a replay because it's just going to add more fixture congestion. So if we could get out of here with a win, that would be sweet. But we just keep making poor passes like that in the center of the park, turning the ball over. Collins chasing back. Taylor and Bishop now back. And we got to be careful because they may just rip a long shot that Green is unable to save. He does grab this one. Let's play it out from the back. See if we can make something happen. Goes to Lundberg. Up to Carlson. over the top for Kamara, and this should be a goal. He is in, and we're going to try and get it all the way over for one of the young guys. I needed to just shoot that. I'm trying to get some of these young guys some goals. We're approaching the very end of the game, and I'm about to just start going at it with Carlson because I know he can dribble through this whole Barrow team if I want him to. And because we're near the end of the game, great foot from Bishop, slowing him down. Bruno Santos there with a good win, playing Ian Kerr down this wing, and we're going to get it up into one of these attackers, hopefully. All right. Not quite there. Cutting in. And there's Olsen, and he gets past. And there's the... Oh, no! I thought he was going to have the assist for Kamara, but Kamara can't finish it. Oh, no, Kamara. Here's their goal kick. Oh, I can't believe he missed that. It was a great play from Olsen, getting a little cross into him, and it doesn't come off. This game is, I don't think it goes to extra time. I think we're going to have a replay, and it's just going to add a little bit more fixture congestion. But the good news is we can use the youth team again, so yeah. And just to highlight really quick how these guys did, Olsen got a 6.8, which isn't too bad. Kevin Ward got a 6.8. Calvo actually had a 7.1, which is very, very good. Santos with a 6.5 is average. And Green, our goalkeeper, won man of the match with an 8.2. He really did have a great game. He made how many saves? Let's see. Shots on target, 5. He had 5 saves. Very great job from the young man. And yeah, we're going to go see if we have a replay or what, but we're going to take in the youth team again for the replay. So here's the deal, guys. As you can see, we take on Barrow again just 3 days after we just played them, and I want to do it again. I want to go in with this young team, and I want to live comment the Spurs game. We'll do the highlights of. We already beat them 2-0 in the first leg. We're going to be taking the first team into the second game, and I'm very confident we're going to make it to the final of the Carabao Cup. And remind me of this moment when in the highlights in a couple minutes we lose. But we're going to play Barrow again in another live comm. I'm having fun. This is the Return of the Youth. That's the title of this episode. And so we're going for it. We're going to see how they do. We're going to get back into it and see if they can get a win. Here is a look at the team we're taking into the second game against Barrow, and it looks a little different. We'll highlight some of the players after we go through the starting lineup. Green in goal, back four of Santos, Jonassen, Sans, and Carlson. Midfield trio of Ward, Lewis, and Lundberg, and an attacking three of Alberg, Duarte, and Olsen. Now, Alberg and Duarte have both been called up to the from the Youth Academy because the last game was 3 days ago. A lot of our backup guys are tired. Kerr and Kamara, who played here in these two roles last time, are too tired. So we're giving these young guys a go. Duarte doesn't look very good, but oh well. We're going to try him anyways and see what he can do for us. Then Ward, you guys have seen him. Hunter Lewis comes up from the Youth Academy as well to play center mid because who played there last time? Calvo is too tired. Lundberg maintains that spot as a little bit of leadership and security. Santos is still at left back. Jonassen comes in because Collins is very tired. Sans is over here at right center back. And Carlson is out here on the right wing back position as normal. On the bench, we have Bishop, Taylor, Fisher, Nelson, Newboy, Palmer, Carlson, and Baker. Palmer was brought up from the Youth Academy as well, but considering Ward is already in the team, Palmer doesn't see the field. He's just going to be on the bench today. So we're taking another youth team. Again, return of the youth, and here we go. We're going to see how we do. I think this time if I bring subs on, I'm definitely bringing on Baker and maybe Carlson and then maybe one defender, but we have a little bit more stamina built up this game, so I don't think I'll need to bring in the defensive players that I brought in last time. So if I can bring on Baker, I think we'll be good to find a goal late on in the game if we need to. But let's see if these young guys can get it done themselves. And here we go. Duarte's got some sweet pink boots on. Here's a look at Alberg, new boy out here on the left wing. Ward playing it into Duarte, who Duarte very much reminds me of Frank Baker back when he made it into the first team all those years ago. He's a playmaker. He's not really a striker, but if you remember, Frank Baker was also listed as a center forward, not a striker. We moved him to striker, and he became one of the best strikers in the world. So we're going with Duarte, see if maybe he can play in one of his killer wingers today, and he has the inside track. Fortunately, it goes over the bar. And not only, oh, that's a terrible pass from Carlson. Not good job, Jonassen, but not only are Duarte's boots pink, The Barrow jerseys are pink. Very nice. Looking good. Here's Duarte. Can he play someone? We're going into Olsen here. All right, Olsen. He has his buddy back post. Alberg is there. Can he get it there? It's going to fall to him. It does fall, and he shoots, and it's blocked and collected by the Barrow goalkeeper. Oh, but he throws it out immediately. Maybe we have some numbers here to press them into a bad spot maybe, and they run it out of bounds. Okay. Trying to see if we can get something. That was a good play there. Alberg connecting with Olsen on the cross. Hunter Lewis here trying to do something. Got Carlson back to Lundberg, and we got Duarte over to Ward. And there's Duarte. Oh, and it's blocked by the keeper. We're getting the opportunities. We just got to get this young team to make the most of them. And, oh, man, I'm having fun. Okay. Come on, buddies. Come on, Carlson. Oh, you were making a good run. Back into Hunter Lewis, and he's in here. Can he finish it? And yes, he can! Hunter Lewis with his first goal for the club. Hit him with the dead fish. Oh, the youth strike back. Hunter Lewis gets in and slots it home. What a goal from the young lad. And we're up 1-0 in the FA Cup against Barrow. And this is getting me excited for FIFA 23 when we do the save all over again. And we got to use these young stinky players and try and develop them and make them good. That is the one sad thing about ending this series and the new game coming out, because we don't get to see these guys' career pan out. Oh, that was terrible by Olsen, running right past the guy there. Come on, boys. We just got our goal. Don't give up a ugly goal back. Olsen's dispossessed. Carlson grabs it, but these offsides, and it is our free kick. Here's Hunter Lewis on the ball. Just scored the first goal for our little youth squad, and whatever his name is, Kevin Ward is in. Can he do it? He does it. Hit him with the worm. Our youth squad is rolling. Let's go. Not Hunter Graham. What am I trying to say? Hunter Lewis and Kevin Ward on the score sheet. We're up 2-0. And man, English is hard. Hunter Lewis plays in Kevin Ward, and he slots it on his strong left foot past the keeper, and we're ahead 2-0. Good tackle there from Olsen, and man, the nostalgia is flowing. I'm so excited. Oh, come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Okay, Kevin. It goes out. Kevin Ward's shot is a little wayward. Kevin Ward on the ball here. Gets it down to Lucas Olsen, not Luke. He is very fast for his age, and I want to cut him inside and just rip it. See if he can get one of those crazy world-class goals. It doesn't come off there, but Lundberg does intercept. And we have Olsen on the ball here. He's just going to rip that, and it's blocked by the defender, and their goalkeeper collects. Barrow looking to hit us on a counter, playing it over the top with Carlson chasing back. Can we play some good defense? And it goes wide of the post. Looks like we're going to have the halftime whistle any moment now, but I'm honestly having a blast. This is so much fun. Just using this young squad. It's just such a good time. Santos is dispossessed. It's out for a throw, but, I mean, again, this is what this save was built on. These sorts of players. And that's the halftime whistle. We're up 2-0, looking really good as we head into the second half. Let's see if this young squad has any more goals in them. Duarte gets a foot in there, trying to run past. Can he play in Kevin Ward? And yes, he can. The goalkeeper collects, though, and our attack dies there. Duarte on the ball here, playing it to Hunter Lewis. Can he get it out to Olsen? He can, and Olsen gets a back post cross, but it doesn't come off, and their goalkeeper collects it. Duarte on the ball, getting it to Kevin Ward, and he steps around. Can he slot it past on his weak foot? And he can't do it. It goes wide again. Barrow looking to get into our 18-yard box, and they had the pass there. They don't see it, and they don't hit it. Lundberg was trying to step in, but they shoot it wide. Now, we do bring on Palmer for Ward because Ward was getting pretty darn tired. Ward is the leading guy in this youth squad, but we're going to give Palmer a go. We have all these guys down on the bench, and we'll bring some of them on if needed. But for now, we're going to keep going with this youthful team and see if we can maintain this win. It's been a great game for the boys, and man, am I excited. They have looked so darn good, playing so well, and honestly, the one who has impressed me the most is Hunter Lewis. He's had a goal and an assist today, and just had numerous interceptions that I haven't really talked about. Lundberg's in on the pass from Duarte, I'm pretty sure is his name. Hit him with the knockout punches. I messed up the celebration. We're doing the worm again, and that's okay. Lundberg makes a great attacking run that Duarte spots, slotting him in, and he makes no mistakes, grabbing our third of the day to put us up 3-0. Here's Palmer running in, trying to make something happen. Almost knocked off the ball, but does maintain. Alberg is then knocked off the ball and doesn't maintain possession. Here come Barrow. And I'm hoping we can get the ball back. I really want Olsen to get involved on that right wing. He's definitely struggling, seeming a little isolated. And here he is making a run if we can get the ball through, and we cannot. But I'm really just hoping that with his pace, he could maybe get down the wing and we could play a great ball into him like this. Come on. There we go. Is he too slow? Yes, he is, and it's out for Barrow throw. Here are Barrow, Santos playing some great defense. He is so fun to use. Very quick in this left back role, and gets around, playing it up to Palmer. Oh, and it's a bad pass from Palmer. Cut out by the Barrow team. Now they are looking to get back on the offensive, and they're gonna do it. Ken Green, he doesn't need to make the save because that was a terrible shot. And due to exhaustion, we are making 2 more subs. Nelson comes on for Lewis, and Baker comes on for Duarte. At this point, we're not really going to try and pad the lead. We'll see what happens. But Lewis has had a great game. I really enjoyed him. Got in a bunch of great defensive positions, intercepting passes, had a goal and an assist. My man of the match today was Hunter Lewis. Still going to try and get Olsen in on goal right now with Baker in the team. See if we can make it happen. And Nelson back behind supporting him. Seeing if we can push Olsen a little bit forward and see if we can get a goal with him. Or maybe even Alberg. We'll have to wait and see. But we're bringing these 2 guys on to see out the rest of the match. Got Palmer in here. And Baker's already making one of his dangerous runs. He's in. All right, we're trying to get it to Olsen. Come on, Olsen. Cut inside, buddy. There he is. And skip past. Oh, you gotta rip it, Olsen. Come on, man. Alberg, can you do the opposite from the opposite side? Just rip that. It's right at the keeper. Not a great shot, but could have been worse. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a goal for our has potential to be special player. That's a really big bummer. After this game, we will go through and check some of the other players that we brought up, see if any of them have potential to be special or just what their potential statuses are. Unfortunately, I do think Hunter Lewis has no potential status. I don't think he had a very high potential. We just brought him up because we needed a center mid. Great save from Green there. Oh, man. Really fighting hard to keep that clean sheet and doing a great job at it. But I got to say, guys, I have a blast playing this save, but I don't know if I've had this much fun in a long time using all these young guys and getting a 3-0 win in the FA Cup. So much fun. We'll take a quick look at their ratings before we end this match. So Alberg got a 6.9. Duarte ended with a 7.8 and 1 assist. Great game from him. Olsen had another 6.5. Nothing crazy. Didn't really do anything good. Didn't do anything bad. Kevin Ward had an 8.4 with his goal. Hunter Lewis didn't get man of the match because David Lundberg stole it from him. But Hunter Lewis did get that goal and an assist and had a 9.0 rating, which is awesome. Lundberg had a 9.3 with his goal. Santos, a 6.7. Jonassen playing center back did a pretty decent job with a 6.7. Sans had a 6.2, and Carlson on the right had a 7.6. And our goalkeeper really didn't have much to do today. Had 1 shot, 1 save, ended with a 6.5. But man, this little young team did such a good job, and that was a lot of fun. So Hunter Lewis is 16 years old and does have showing great potential. So he's going to be around the low 80s for his potential, but looks like a pretty good little player. Up next is Christian Palmer, who he just brought up. He is an exciting prospect, which again is in the high 80s range. Alberg here is an exciting prospect as well, which is high 80s. And then we have Olsen, who has potential to be special like we saw, and Duarte showing great potential, which means low 80s. Not a bad little return on some of these youth prospects. I am going to go ahead and loan list them, see if we can get any of them out on a short loan just for the second half of this season, so that at the end of the season, even if the series is over, I would like to check in and see if they developed at all. So I'm going to run through and do that before we get into the highlights. So now we have these last 5 games off camera. I'm happy that we did that with the youth squad. That was so much fun, and I'm excited you guys got to see them win big 3-0. Now we're going to be playing these last 5 games off camera. I'll be doing the highlights, so let's hop into them. We played Aston Villa in last episode and beat them 5-0. We took in the second team with the only change being new boy Bruno Santos on at right back for the tired Carlson. In the 24th minute, Aston Villa broke us down as Smith had a howler with a shot right at him that he couldn't keep out. 1-0 bad guys. In the 27th minute, Kerr was trying to pull Schaefer, dribbling in and working his way into the 18-yard box in a dangerous position where his shot was pushed wide by the keeper. And that led to the corner which Kerr sent to find the head of Kamara, firing home for our equalizer, and it's 1-1. Because the teams behind us keep stumbling over one another and dropping points, our gap still remains at 11 points despite the draw to Aston Villa. I was a little disappointed in the result, but still stand by using the second team. Now we take on Leicester City in the league, and they sit in 13th on 25 points. We take in the first team trying to get a big win and rebuild our confidence and form after 3 draws already this month. By the 6th minute, we were ahead as Nelson was played in by Bauer, and bodying the defender off, he slotted home the opener 1-0. But in the 29th minute, Bishop stepped out of position and was caught out as Leicester City found the equalizer 1-1. Then, just before halftime, we were in as Baker ran down the right and found Bauer to retake the lead 2-1. In the 65th minute, Leicester City made a big mistake, gifting Van Hoof the ball, and he found Bauer in the middle, and beating the last defender, he fired home our third, making it 3-1. And in the 85th minute, we put the game completely out of reach as Baker ran in and slotted across to Carlson, who smashed it past the keeper 4-1, Efour United. The 4-1 win over Leicester City continues our unbeaten run in all competitions as we approach the end of January and sees us maintain our 11-point gap at the top of the Premier League. In the next game, we take on West Brom in the FA Cup, and they sit in 7th in the championship on 47 points. We took in the second team with 3 of our prospects getting a run out on the right side, Olsen, Calvo, and Santos. Olsen, our prospect with potential to be special, was played in by Calvo and got his first professional goal for the club to give us the lead 1-0. In the 23rd minute, we had a free kick with hot prospect Olsen stepping up to take it. He struck the ball well, and it almost found the back of the net as it hit the top right corner of the post. 50 minutes later, in the 75th minute, we had a counter led by Kerr, who played in substitute Carlson, who ran in all alone to score our second and secure our victory 2-0. Or at least so we thought, as West Brom got a goal back in the 83rd minute to cut our lead in half 2-1. But we made it out with a 2-1 win over West Brom, which books our ticket to the 5th round of the FA Cup, where we await our draw. Today, we take on Spurs in the second leg of our semi-final draw in the Carabao Cup. We lead 2-0 in the tie, and a win would send us to the final. We take in the first team as our hopes of a quadruple are still attainable, and we have yet to win the Carabao Cup in this save. In the 28th minute, Tottenham are awarded too much space and open the scoring to take the lead 1-0, but we still lead 2-1 on aggregate. In the 77th minute, after struggling to break them down, Bishop got his head on the end of a corner to equalize 1-1 and give us the lead 3-1 on aggregate. The 1-1 result today sees us through to the final 3-1 on aggregate over Spurs, where we face Liverpool, who beat Man City 6-3 on aggregate. And after 8 games so far this episode, we finish with Arsenal in the league. They sit in 6th, 20 points behind us on 39 points. A win today would see us extend our gap back to 13 points at the top of the table. We take in the first team with the only changes being left back Jonasson and center defensive mid Lundberg for the tired Ojeda and Fisher respectively. And in the second minute, Carlson was doing a Schaefer and drew a penalty. And Bauer, being our best penalty taker, stepped up to take it, but because I took too long to shoot, it ended up being a wild shot we missed. Farts. And in the 14th minute, Bauer made amends for the missed penalty, playing Baker in for the easy finish 1-0. And in the 39th minute, Nelson found Carlson wide open on the left wing, where he coolly finished to double our lead 2-0. Then in the 53rd minute, a nice give and go between Baker and Bauer saw Bauer play in Baker, and the rest is history. With supersonic speed, he was through to increase the lead 3-0. By this point, we had beaten the stuffing out of them and draining their will to play football, and in the 62nd minute, Nelson played in Baker, firing home our fourth 4-0 Efour United. So as mentioned before, our gap at the top of the table goes back to 13 points. We are looking so good to win this league. We have 19 wins and 5 draws, no losses. We are such a good team. And I do apologize. When I started recording this, it looked like there were going to be 6 games this month. There ended up being 9. So I know this episode is going to be a little bit longer, and I really do apologize about that. I try and keep them around 30 minutes, but sometimes I can't make that happen, so I do apologize. Now that the transfer window has closed in January, let's run through who has left the club. Nordstrom has left to go to Bristol City for $2.75 million. I didn't really like his attributes, so we sold him. He was 20 years old, wasn't going to get into the team. Norden, our center back, who is a pretty good-looking youth prospect, went on loan to FC Augsburg, and it's not a loan to buy, it's just a straight loan. Same with Lundqvist to Almeria, and Bruno Santos went to Bordeaux to get some game time. I think they're all on short-term loans, so we should get them back at the end of the season, and we can check out how much they've developed when they get back. Hinga dinga darging. It's time for the scouting reports. This is what I'm talking about. Axel Gilbert, I don't know how to speak French. Do I look French to you? I don't know. We're going to call him good old Gilbert. $2.3 million valued player, 16 years old, 5'11", looks like a center attacking mid maybe, might be able to play striker, not too sure, but we're going to sign him and check him out in a moment. Here is a look at Gilbert, and he looks pretty decent. Another one of those center forwards. They're a little weird. Bruno Silva is still trying to become a striker. It's going to take him, let's see, it will be done in 36 weeks, so he's going to be the striker, but again, we're never going to see him. Gilbert, we're moving to center attacking mid, even though we already have a bunch just because. Victor Nelson's completed his move to left winger. Campos here, 65 overall. Eric Wood, 61. Boulay at 62, and Santos here, a 59. The Youth Academy looks a little thin right now because we brought up those guys for the youth games this past month, which was really, really fun. I had a great time doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But that is our Youth Academy. If you have enjoyed that, leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. What a great month. We used the youth in the game against Barrow in the FA Cup, and we had to play it over 2 games because we drew the first one, but then we won 3-0 in the second game with the Youth Academy guys, and it was so much fun. We also beat Spurs in the Carabao Cup, knocking them out and booking our ticket to the final, which we're hoping to win to get that piece of silverware since we have yet to win that competition. And we remained unbeaten in all competitions. We are in February and we have not lost a game this season. We are filthy. Carlson's now up to a 92. I don't think anyone else has gone up. I think Baker actually did. He's up to an 89 now, almost at that 90 mark, which I believe he deserves. Hopefully he can get there by the end of this season. I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.